All aboard! Well, hello! And this week we've got something a little bit different. I've collected some bits and pieces. And anyway, this week I've got something hairy. Something that goes buzz in the night. Not that buzz, that buzz. And I've got a little buddy. Anyway, onwards. And for a few months I've been collecting bits and pieces. I collected the Toy Story loco, but it looked odd by itself. So I've collected a triang tender. And I collected the Toy Story caboose from Bolton Model Railway Club's place in Bolton Shopping Centre. Anyway, first things first, dispense with the hornby naff coupling off the Toy Story one, and I just directly screw, no alteration. I directly screw on a triang type. It's a better coupling anyway. Well, triang hornby type. Put that on and tighten it up. I had to cut a little bit of a box out to accommodate the hook. Just level it up till it tightens up, because it just grips enough to do the job, let's just be saying that. And looking good. Anyway, test it with a caboose. Test it with a Davey crocket tender. Davey Crocket. He had... Anyway, just giving it a lube. And in this bit and that bit. Anyway, did people know Davy Crocket, he had 3 ears? He had a left ear, a right ear, and he had a wild front ear. Oh my god, carry on. Carry on. Anyway, just lubing axles. And I've lubed on the connecting rods. And I've lubed on the gearing. I was going to do the motor bearings, but I'd have had to take the motor out, so I may do them later in here. We're fitting the body on, remembering to put the wiring up into the boiler. And clip it on, and it goes on by means of a small screw. You have to unclip the front pony truck, which it just clips in, you'll be able to see it in a bit. But it's a clipping part. And just pushes in and clips. Here we go. And just a bit of downwards pressure. Click in, and there we are. She's in. It unclips at the same sort of way. Just pull off. And the body's on. I had to do some gluing, because the cabin's a bit loose. So I used some Tamiya liquid poly. Put a bit on there. And a bit on there. The bonus is it doesn't have to be removed. So you can put glue on and it can stop on then. Anyway, there you go, it just clips on. It's only, it really shows this, it's cheap Chinese toy quality. It's not what I'd call a quality train set by any means. It is what it is. I suppose it'd have been cheap, and if it got kids into model railways, fair game. And I'm taking off the hornby coupling there, because I have a different idea for this altogether. It has a drawbar on it, so the drawbar's going to be incorporated with my idea. It actually turns out well, as you'll see in video after. I also, on the triang tender, I lubricated the wheels on that as well. I'm just cutting off the old coupling off the triang tender because it was snapped. It were broken anyway, which when I bought it I was always going to fabricate something else. And I kept it simple, the old kiss. Keep it stupid, keep it simple stupid. The old acronym or whatever it is you call them. Anyway, here I'm cutting a large piece of sprue from a Dapol kit, one of the large runners. I'm cutting a part off it, a flattened one edge, and I increased the hole in the middle that's running through the middle. I increased that to 3mm for a good reason you'll see in a minute. There you are, I'm screwing through the middle of it, increasing it to 3mm. Took a bit to get through, but we're going through gradually. And I did flatten off edges and stuff to give clearances. But it's to where we want it there, so moving on. And what I did, where the old hornby coupling has been on, I screwed in an M2 screw because it's to M2 thread. And I already had these anyway, but I picked up a longer M2 screw and screwed it through the drawbar, and the plastic bit was glued onto the tender, and here I'm painting the coupling to fit in with the rest of the colour. And there you can see the rear end, and what I'm doing here, I'm spraying all the bottom ends. The Toy Story one was already done this, but I'm using one colour so it matches in with the rest. I'm using Vallejo track primer on them so it matches in. They all match and look like one unit. Be rude not to. The triang wasn't done at all, so now that fits in better. And doing the front and backs as well, so it looks good together. And anyway, here we are on the track, looking good. It's not a bad little runner either. But there we go, that's it finished. And another little addition to me. Once I get my layout up and running proper, it'll be a nice little addition for something different to run on it. It's cost me more than it should have, but that's the downside. I had a chassis that I thought was good, but I looked at it and the gears weren't meshing because the gear wheel were warm. So I had to pick up another chassis. If I hadn't done that, it'd have probably been about 20 quid for the full set, I think. I didn't pay a lot. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, why not? And tatty pie, everybody.